the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, the Chief Minister, Mrs. Chanda Kochhar, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the very outset compliment and congratulate the ICICI Group on 60 years of its glorious existence. Your achievements, which were just presented in Mrs. Kochhar's address to this august gathering, are already well known. On your 60th birthday, instead of accepting gifts, you gifted this country with a role model village. Something which is a trendsetter. And I am sure, as a part of this new campaign which has been launched, where each one of the elected representatives in India is now to adopt a village and make it an ideal village, there will be many lessons to be learned from what you have done. 60 is normally a very troublesome year. People in government retire at 60. The reference to 60 in many parts of India is not very complimentary. In this part of the country, they consider it an age of great maturity. In UP, they use the word Satya, which derives its origin from 60. But for an institution like yours, 60 is a very young age, particularly because institutions of this kind have no end age. They have to go on and contribute to the development of this country. In your last 60 years, you've seen great achievements that this country has received. You've also been a witness to the great opportunities that we've missed. And these opportunities do not come again and again to any country. We had reached a situation which didn't exactly excite any one of us. And I think these challenging and troubled times that we are passing through are capable of becoming an important turning point in history. The last 7 months have seen many in action. You mentioned your financial inclusion program, which was started in 2010. The Prime Minister had launched a financial inclusion program for the entire banking industry. Out of the approximate 24 crore families in India, only 58% had access to banking. And that's when we took up the challenge that within between 15th August, 14th August last year and the 26th of January this month, let's approach at least 7.5 crore more families and move closer to this target of financial inclusion. In the month of December itself, we exceeded the target. And these are amongst the weakest sections of India who we were targeting. And since yesterday, when we've actually put into practice the cash transfer scheme for those who are entitled to the subsidies, each one of these accounts is going to be of great avail to the people. I always wonder, at times hallucinate, that even these sections have a rupee card and a lot of Indian spending, most of it goes into the banking sector. Probably, days would not be very far off when we could proudly match the Chinese growth rates. Because a very large part of our economy, on being out of the banking sector itself, is really not reflected in the real strength of Indian economy. All I wish to say is, the days ahead are going to be extremely exciting. The government under the Prime Minister's leadership has clearly, unambiguously decided on the roadmap that it wants to pursue. We will pursue this roadmap consistently and doggedly. We will endeavor that none of the steps we take ever give a contrarian indication. But to achieve that, we need the lifeline for Indian industry. Today our challenging moments are really is to bring a spurt in investment, concentrate on infrastructure, improve Indian manufacturing in a big way. And one of the great challenges that we are facing in that is both domestic and international investment. By the confidence that we built up in the initial stages in the Indian economy, which was falling off the global radar, now I think the time has come to enter into the next phase where we give a spurt to these goals which are essential for reviving the Indian economy. And I'm sure the banks in India, both in the public sector and the private sector, will be the catalyst. And therefore, whereas your 60 years have seen, as I said, many triumphs, many missed opportunities, this one is an opportunity we cannot afford to miss. And this one is an opportunity which will make India take a historic turn. And I'm sure with the institutional capacity of 60 years, the ICICI Bank will be in the forefront of this change, and others will certainly emulate what you do. I wish you a very strong history for the bank in the years to come. I do not know what the ultimate life of this bank would be, because institutions like this really are created forever. And I'm sure in the service of this country, you shall continue to perform the great role which you have done. My best wishes to you and the entire, all the staff members of the ICICI. Thank you.